What's up, guys? I hope this video at least gets a couple of views because I am going to review Dr. Sleep. I saw it a good week early as a special Fandango promotion. And if you don't know the story is basically just some people with the shining gift are being hunted by a group of people who are sort of like these gypsies who just travel around, and that's how they live longer. They're not immortal, so to speak, but they live a really long time. So basically, from the trailers, they actually cut a scene from the trailer, which kind of upset me because when it said the world will shine again, and someone's touching, I don't know if it was the daughter, but the dad, the black dad, I don't even know if I remember his name, honestly. But he's standing there with somebody touching him and he's like shaking, you know, like you would. And that kind of upset me because it looked like a really cool scene. I don't know why they cut it. I see in the movie where it would have been, I think, and that instead they just did a basic. They did some scene outside where I think she just sent him the thoughts instead of touching him. So it is what it is. Maybe it was just like an alternate take, or maybe when she was touching him in the house, it was basically just like, I thought maybe it was to relax him because he was freaking out and he was like drinking, and Danny's an alcoholic, so you know, he's like, no, I don't want any, because he's been like sober for like 8 years. So that's the basic plot of the story, and Danny doesn't really want to get involved at first, but then Jacob Tremblay from an earlier Mike Flanagan movie, I think it's called Before I Wake, I hope I'm right. He's like a really kind of good little child actor, and he's been in other movies, and he gets killed, and Danny finally gets messages about like people are killing kids, and people are, you know, they'll kill anybody. It doesn't matter how old or young they are. They want to live as long as possible. So by killing people with the shining or other gifts, they call them different things. Like, it's not just the shining. It's like, are you a pusher? You can push people into doing things, or are you like a looker? Danny's a looker, and so is the girl, where you can see things happening even really far away. So, but she's more powerful, that she can do a bunch of things. She's not just a looker. She's like the most powerful shining person in the universe of this movie. So everything's great. The sound definitely will remind you of The Shining. A little too much in certain aspects. They do the heartbeat noise, which they only did a few times in The Shining, where Halloran was on his bed and he got like that crazy look over his face, which they did tons of takes actually to get it right. Kubrick really put him through his paces, and that was way better in The Shining. Okay, let's just get it out of the way. The Shining is still a superior film visually. Now, I did like the story of Dr. Sleep a little bit better than Kubrick's Shining. Only in the aspect is that, like, once it picks up, it really gets going. It really is interesting. It's really, it's just, there's just something about it that was really interesting once it picked up. It did start a little slow, but so did The Shining. The Shining started very slow. And the only negative thing I have to say about the movie is I think that they went to the Overlook Hotel only so King could end the movie like the first movie should have ended. And that's really, that's it. So that sort of depressed me. The Jack Torrance character and Shelley Duvall's character, which her name is Shelley in the movie, they were in this movie. They were in Dr. Sleep, but they were not the same actors. That was lame. And there's no way around it other than, I don't think I would have, if I was the director, I just would say no. There's nobody can do a Jack Nicholson. There's just no, don't even try. Okay, just like nobody can do a Kubrick. It's been forever, and no one's ever imitated Kubrick enough to where people are like, this is the next Kubrick. He just was a genius at actual filmmaking. You know, maybe he didn't always pick the best scripts or whatever, You know, I didn't quite care for Barry Lyndon. It's, you know, but 2001, it's a freaking masterpiece, especially for the time. I mean, we're talking about the 60s, guys. He made that movie look so good, and it was the 60s. Like, nobody ever even come close to Kubrick's visual style. You may be different than him, but you're never as good. It's just something about his style, at least with me, visually, he just sets shots up to be so visually appealing and creepy when he wants to be. It's never been done since. Carpenter couldn't do it. He had his own creepy style, but it wasn't Kubrick. I wish Kubrick would have done more horror movies. That's all I have to say. Because he made normal movies look creepy. Like, I mean, certain scenes in 2001 were creepy. Certain scenes from I can't remember the name right off the bat, but the Tom Cruise movie, he would film it really creepy, even though nothing creepy was going on. It was just, you know, maybe a weird scene, like with they were wearing all the masks in the, like, the sex kind of area of the movie. I sound like an idiot right now, I know, but I just can't remember because I'm trying to remember like everything about this movie. Anyways, so guys, that's my review. I give it an 8 out of 10, and the Overlook Hotel, like I said, was not really necessary for the movie. Even though going into it I felt that it's going to be the highlight of the movie, and I was wrong. The highlight of the movie really is the story of Dr. Sleep, because the story itself, I believe, is a little bit more interesting than The Shining, which is just basically about an alcoholic dad who slips, drinks, and then becomes like a crazy lunatic. And, you know, in short, that's about it. It really is. It's like he just becomes like a maniac. It's a very simple story. It's got layers to it, sure, but it's the story of Dr. Sleep is just deeper. It's more interesting. You know, it pits good versus evil, and then there's even more evil around. So it's like you got these bad people hunting the good people just so they can live longer. They're just very evil. People were clapping when they died. It's like, I mean, people were really invested in how bad they were portrayed. Like, these people were portrayed as very bad. I mean, they killed a kid in the movie, so that set up, you know, real, like a feeling of real investment. Like, you didn't just not care, like, you know, a typical, like if you go into like a Hollywood movie, like the last Halloween, you don't care about any of the characters. This movie, you cared about the characters. At least I did. I really cared about the characters. I cared about Ewan McGregor. He brought, like, you did really believe like maybe this is really him growing up, okay? You know, you were on board with it. And the new Shining girl was amazing. Amazing. I didn't think I would like her at first, but amazing. Because, you know, who can replace the little Danny kid? Like, nobody. But she actually did. She was really good. And she was cute, so it's like it added even more of a, like a, she's like this cute little girl, but she has like this kind of like, not an evil side, but like a powerful side. So, like, you know, when she's trying to get back at these other people, she's telling them how powerful she really is. And it really was nice to see someone, you know, put these evil people in their place. But like I said, the Overlook Hotel section of the movie, which is only at the end, it didn't help the movie. Whereas I went in thinking it would. It was basically just so it could end with the fucking place burning down, like in the book of The Shining. So it really ends like The Shining book, which I feel like that's the only reason Stephen King wanted Mike Flanagan to let his vision portray itself on screen, was so he could get his comeuppance or whatever to Kubrick. However you want to word it, I'm sure I'm wording it all fucked up, but that's my review, guys. I can't say I'm 100% happy with the ending, but the rest of the movie is Mike Flanagan's movie. It really is. It feels like a Mike Flanagan movie, really, up until the very end. Then it feels like he's trying to do Kubrick, but he really fully can't, so it's just mixed emotions at the end. I give it an 8 out of 10. Peace.
Laugh it up, piggies, because you're gonna be crying in a second when I kick your butts and take those rats back.
Eggs.
What?
You said woks instead of eggs again.
Oh, sorry.